Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the KV-2. It's a Soviet Tier 6 heavy tank, and this one's located on the north spawn of Fisherman's Bay under the command of xFiZzoo of Philo. And battle has commenced. Well, I think as you can see, the KV-2 is actually designed on the KV-1 chassis. It has a 152mm howitzer as its main armament, and mostly fires HE rounds at the enemy with a considerable alpha damage. I think I seem to remember it's 900 alpha, and they designed it to destroy concrete bunkers during the Winter War with Finland. Now they built 334 of this tank, and most of them were destroyed in 1941 when the Germans invaded. But these tanks put up a hell of a defence, and one of these tanks was involved in the battle at Racine, where the heroes held up entire divisions of the German army with just one KV-2 on a crossroads. Well, he's taken it over towards the city, and there is an Achilles up on the centre line. He's aiming towards him. He's just received, or a shell whizzed past him. Dialing in on the Achilles. Oh, got a lovely shot for 403 hit points, but he did take a round for 161 from that Achilles. It's a Type 64 up there as well, but he's on the fast side. So the Achilles has almost been wiped out by that one shot. Now, the alpha damage is actually, confirm that, 910, not 900, 910. But his reload speed is 20.25 seconds, where you can get quicker. We've got a heavy tank number 6 over there, dialing in. Ah, lovely, he's just wiped him out, 950 hit points. The shell must have gone straight through the engine bay, blew him to pieces. Now, the one bad thing about the KV-2 is such a long time to reload. You have to fall back to somewhere where you can avoid being hit by the enemy, preferably side scrape or something behind cover, so that you can wait out your reload time. Now, the good thing about HE rounds is they tend to, oh, he has been seen, falls back. You will do module damage, a lot of module damage to the enemy every time you fire this gun. You might not get through the armour on some tanks, especially if they're higher tier tanks, but you will certainly do module damage to the enemy. You will knock out crew members, you will destroy things like guns or ammo racks, and it certainly is very, very effective. It's like an Arty gun on a tank. And most people love getting the KV-2 because it's just so much fun derping the enemy. Okay, we've got Panzer III-4, and that is an ELC, and he just took it out with one shot, 320 hit points, light armour on that ELC, couldn't take the shot. The III-4 comes forward because he knows that the KV-2's reloading, and he's taken one into the tracks and one into the body. Now we've got a T1 heavy, gonna have to derp him. And he's out the game just like that. 219 hit points, and the T1 heavy is toast. But that stripped M42's come up behind, and Arty's now targeting this area, trying to help. And we've just bounced around from the strip because he can't get through our armour. We're loaded. The strip comes out from behind that building. He is going to be wiped out. He's going to have to run now because an AMX 12 ton's turned up. Here he goes. And now he's toast. So thank you, AMX 12 ton, that was very handy. If you've got a teammate who can actually flush the enemy from behind a defensive position, it can be devastating. That's 4 kills that xFiZzoo's got now. Oh, somebody up on the centre line, so Type 64, and he took around there. He needs to get into cover. It's a 76mm gun on that Type 64, and it's quite juicy. Oh, we just lost the 12 ton. He's got blown up. Now there's an Achilles behind us. The Achilles has come down, and he's just behind us. He's gone around the outside of the buildings. Yeah, we're just checking the other side. We don't know which way it's going to come. The turret rotation is very slow on this tank. Yeah, there's the Type 64. He's come down, but he got arty'd. The M44 got him, and the Achilles is just round here. And now he's dead. That's 5 kills. One more and you got the top gun. They're doing very nicely at the moment. There's only 5 enemy tanks left. Now, thanks to that AMX 12 ton flushing out that Strib 42, we can now proceed south to attack the enemies who ran away once they realised there was a KV-2 north of the city. Right, there's what have we got? KV-1S, 2 Artys, an FV304 and a FIPI, the Leppy 105 FH18V2, and we've got a tank destroyer, an IKV-103. Now the FIPI and the Burt, the FV304, are going to be the most difficult ones because they've got such a fast fire rate, and of course KV-2 is a very, very tasty prey to Arty. They're slow moving, they have relatively thin top armour, and so they can get their shells through. The KV-1S, well, we don't know which gun he's got. He could have the dirt gun, the 122, or he might have a different gun, the 85mm. Well, the enemy KV-1S has been wiped out by the M44, so we now know that we're only facing 3 enemies. We need to kill one of them to get our top gun. Now the Burt is a short range Arty, but the FIPI is not. That Arty can fire over the entire range of the map, and if they're up in the north or in the southeast corner of the map, they'll be able to fire on us all the way over, because the Burt has got a view range of 390 meters, so very shortly we're going to be in view range. Yep, we've been spotted. That will be the Burt. You can be certain that's the Burt. There's the Burt, rather the FIPI I would say spotted us. There's the Burt, and we can kill him. And we get him just as he fires, so that's the top gun. But there is the FIPI. He's over on the west side of the map, and the others need to get to him quick, otherwise we're going to get hammered. Well, that's a steel wall if we survive. And the FIPI's gone, and that's the end of the game. That was very nice, and the still ticks up affirmative. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's an ace tanker for xFiZzoo Philo in the KV-2. He also managed to get a Reaper badge because he destroyed consecutive tanks with a single shot. He also managed to get a fire for effect for doing more damage to the hit points of his own vehicle. A Judas for taking down 2 tanks who did damage to him during the battle. A Hand of God for surviving the battle and winning, having survived damage from 4 different enemy vehicles. A Bruiser Medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He managed to get 7, or is it, no, 20 in total. Sorry, 7. 20 in total. And he also picked up the epic medals, a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the battle, a top gun for getting at least 6 kills, and a steel wall for receiving at least 11 hits from the enemy, blocking damage or receiving damage for at least 1,000 hit points, and surviving to win the battle overall. And a win rate for that battle was 7753, which was very high. So let's have a look at the team scores. There it is, highest damage, 2,282 hit points overall. The next highest scorer was the Fury, who managed to get 1,132. And after him came the FV304 on the enemy team, who managed 1,127. It's just a pity that he chose to stay in the field rather than run and hide, because if he had run and hid, he might have been able to do more damage to xFiZzoo as he was proceeding around the map, because he could have actually hidden in the city, popped out behind him and then shot him and then run away. That is the fastest Arty in the game. So if we look at kills, we can see it's xFiZzoo managed to get the highest number, 6. The FV304 managed, it was the M44 managed 5 kills, and then the FV304 managed 3 kills. So Arty did very well in this game. If we look at base XP, it was xFiZzoo managed to get 1,273 base experience points. Then came the Fury with 777 and the M4 with 685. So let's have a look at the detail report. Well, he fired 7 rounds. He got 7 direct hits, 7 penetration. Everything he fired at, he hit. He did damage of 2,282 hit points, of which 683 were at more than 300 meters. So a lot of it was close range. He received 11 hits from the enemy, just qualified for that steel wall, 6 penetrations, 5 non-penetrations, and 1 hit as a result of splash damage. He blocked damage of 485 hit points. He spotted 3 enemy vehicles, damaged 6 of the enemy, killed 6 of the enemy, and did 703 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium account, he earned 42,146 credits. He got 6,322 for completing the mission, and that total came to 48,468. And after repair, ammunition resupply, and consumables, he actually ended up with 19,014 credits. He received 3 bonds for getting the high caliber top gun and the steel wall, and he also picked up 1,909 XP plus 287 for completing the mission, so his total came to 2,196 experience points altogether. So a very decent KV-2 game, especially when you pick up the Ace Tanker, the Reaper, the high caliber top gun and steel wall. You couldn't ask for much more than that, other than the Ratleys maybe, but or a Kolobanov. But I'm sure that will come for xFiZzoo in the near future. So, if you enjoyed that replay, please give us a like and do subscribe to do subscribe to this channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.